Don't want to know my signal. Hello. Oh, that's a plant right there. Look at that, right between two sticks. Wow. Don't want to know my signal. Hello. From just listening right here, 250 feet off the trail, I was sitting here, and as I walked back out and came out, that trail block was across and wasn't here on the way in, and it was broken two places. What I envisioned was that it came up in this tree where I gifted it here in my last sighting. Down on my gift, and it's still there. So it looked like a shark's tooth. It's actually two rocks together. But look, they took the mushroom. So I did get gifted. I got gifted back. And they took the incense stick. This stick, sometimes I catch them doing this, like they're trying to do an owl. They're trying to do a whistle. They're trying to do something. They're trying to talk. Now this thing places a log across the trail again. We're 60 miles away and it just placed a log across the trail. Last time I came here, the birds were calling, making noises. This time they're making knocks instead. I took the mushroom where the gifting spot was in my incense. The shark's tooth with the guy looking up. I guess wow. There's right there. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. Way off. And look how I just sit down and broke this and everything. Wow. Right where the, no, that's not the two trees. Yep. As I expected to do. So, kind of walk wobbly. Yep. Right in there's a big one ninja right in there. Another one. Yep. See how they walk wobbly off the left? There's the other one right here. Look at that one. That's a big one too. Pushed in there. I can still see it. Oh, what they did. They walk wobbly sometimes. They're real hard to follow. Real hard to follow. It's more that Chinese broken stick stuff. I like to call it Chinese writing. Maybe that's how they discovered it. So as it stepped off this way, and they wobble, and then this way there's another indenture, and then another one here, and kind of wobble around. They're hard to follow, real hard to follow. Was that it came up in this tree where I gifted it here in my last sighting. Another calls. Hello. Wow, this time. They didn't echo that much this time, last time. They'll come up here. If I stayed in here, they'll come up here just like they did last time. You hear them. It's coming up, and birds coming up slowly, slowly, slowly. And all of a sudden there's a log placed across the trail right here. So I think it came up behind in here. Somewhere in my visions. And another white stick, which I follow all the time. With this white moss. You gotta trust in your soul and your feelings. You gotta be a real live person, because some of these Bigfoots have been chasing the top researchers and following them home, and now researchers finding stuff outside their home that's not human related at all. Bushes upside down, all kinds of weird stuff. Colorado guy does it. A lot of guys have it. Dixie Foot, you know. Only thing he works out of Arkansas is Jeff King walks out in his backyard. Ryan walks out in his backyard. Jeff walks out in the backyard. They all know that they all live there, and they all get thousands of views. They all know that they're there. I go in different places to find them. Now, how scary is that, and how original and how cool is that? You know, Bigfooting for real. So this is my spot where I last took the fall day footage from the Bayard Bigfoot, and I'm not scared, because like I just said, my half belief is that you're never gonna catch them anyway. Look at these flowers. Like, people don't even see they're gifting them themselves and then tearing down their forest. And what happened is in the skunk egg video, about 2 weeks later, this huge fume of smoke comes and they blow down the whole forest. Well, I just did the Bayard video about a couple weeks ago, and that was about 6 months after the forest burning, and I caught a Bigfoot. Well, now I come back to revisit a spot because I was going to get back to its feather, and I've been playing the music and stirring them all up. And just down that trail is where that blocker was. I post the video, and this is what they do during hunting season. But as you know, let the world decide. As you know, good to do whatever you want. I got some people coming on my channel right now asking me, where it's at, and I love to do it. I'll do it. I'll tell you, because that's my bet. But I'm gonna come back here and gift it. So we're gonna go check it out because that's my love. That's what I do. And even that's more like a construction bender there. So it's kind of like a little talking back and forth here and see what we can do, because I do live in Florida and I do know the people around here, and they will do this to you. They're like, rednecks and people with tattoos and people you don't want to mess with. There's a whole variety. But on this side, but anyways, what your belief is, whatever it is, I do it anyway because I love it. In that tree that's growing out the back with the white moss, the white stick, I envision it walking up here and looking down to where I was to see if it was like a trap. I don't think that it took my gift, but I walked down in here. Hello, it's going real good today. No birds, they're not coming in yet. A little dead. Don't want to know my signal. Hello, and I'm gonna gift them back. And this time what I bought them was a feather. I've been gifted feathers many times on Bigfooting. And this one left a bark that looked like a feather next to the log with 2 breaks. The blinking Sasquatch, my most incredible experience. I was with 25 feet and they blinked their eyes. And I'm talking to them. They left a feather on the trail. If you ever watched the whole video, you have time. I have some video. I've been gifted feathers. Like when I see the signs, like I know for sure. I see something like this right there, and so I'm gonna gift it back, and I'm gonna put an extra to there. So this time, I don't know if I should put it in the ground. I don't want it to disappear, but I will. There's knocking going on over there. Woo, 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 woo. That knock. Listen. It's not like 3 times I've been here and I'm recording it because I have to. I want to know about whistle. I just gifted them. They're knocking like crazy. No birds, but echoing and knocks this time in the same place, but different responses. Hear it again. Knock out there. Mostly back towards that creek. I'm gonna have to go in this creek. This will be an investigation. Owl response. Wow, I did that with my owl call. Hello. Hello. Hello to you. That's one of my best calls. Human, low, but 8. And we're not getting it. We're just knocking like crazy. That means they're coming in now. So, getting dark. I know, I'm only 50 feet off the trail. Now this thing places a log across the trail again. I'm gonna be freaked. I was 60 miles away and it just placed a log across the trail. Last time I came here, the birds were calling and making noises. This time they're making knocks instead. It took the mushroom where the gifting spot was in my incense, but then left the shark's tooth with the granite looking rock. I guess it. Hear that whistle? was like mine. There it is again. There it is again. Sounds weird. It's like something trying to whistle. There it is again. See? Sounds like something blowing on a flute. Like they're sometimes I catch them doing this, like they're trying to do an owl. They're trying to do a whistle. They're trying to do something. They're trying to talk like you. Hear that? I learned a lot about researching Bigfoot. After hearing those knocks, after seeing that take, I know they're down this creek, and when I envisioned, they probably did come beyond this log and look down there. How the mushroom got taken right after that? Maybe it was one of them little forest people things. That's why it was all cleared out with sticks around here, and that's what I noticed, not the Bigfoots. These claws and how they close in from this creek. And it's crazy. And when you get different things and changes, that's when you're getting lots of big... Hear that? That was a super loud knock. Fit activity. Hear that? That was a super loud knock. Fit activity. Hear that? That was a super loud knock. At least 3 miles from hunters. That was not a shot. Pow! Most hunters go out in the morning or evening when there's deer, but mornings a lot of times. Pow! That was a loud one way down this creek, way down there. So if I go down in there, if I follow that thing, I get brave from the snakes, and I can venture around and walkable, and I find stuff. I can lead into a whole path of adventure and structures all down in there from just listening right here. 250 feet off the trail, I was sitting here, and as I walked back out and came out, that trail block was across and wasn't here on the way in, and it was broken 2 places. This just happened to me 60 miles away in Callahan. The sheriff investigation, I decided to investigate it from the Bigfoot activity after the police and the news. And I went in those trails because I was there a couple weeks before that too, and I caught another one, and I really thought the Bigfoots were going to take him if he didn't run down the train tracks or the sheriff didn't take him. That's what's going to happen. After the one I saw, you got to trust in your soul and your feelings. You got to be a real live person, because some of these Bigfoots have been chasing the top researchers and following them home, and now researchers finding stuff outside their home that's not human related at all. Bushes upside down, all kinds of weird stuff. Colorado guy does it. A lot of guys happen. Dixie Foot, the only thing he works out of Arkansas is Jeff King walks out in his backyard. Ryan walks out in his backyard. Jeff walks out in the backyard. They all know that they all live there, and they all get thousands of views because they all know that they're there. I go in different places and find them. Now, how scary is that, and how original and how cool is that? Bigfooting for real, like really going out there and finding them. I'll go down in this creek and I can find them. We'll check out the portal later. Okay, so we see this tree. Look at this. All the way up. See, it's all growing around it. Check that out. All through in here. It's all growing all the way around it. These trident like tree, but look at this. It's like all stuff happened to it. So on the way out, we're gonna see if any of these sticks that they just cut down from the forest maintenance, if I can find my way. I don't need the navigations. I use my wits and what I learned when I was a kid. And I do remember one time when I was a kid that I was watching the sunset. This happened to me twice actually, and I turned around and somehow everything got flipped backwards. One time I was driving through Arizona from California. We drove the mountaintop, and I swear the same road I went on was going back out the opposite way. Just totally flipped around. Maybe that's one of the biggest secrets to other people finding things. But that's just from the people's standpoint. What about the other ones? I'm gonna stick with me. Like it. Okay, let's make it right through here without getting bit. Thank you. Okay. So did they play with the stuff that they played around with? Well, there's a little tridenter sticking up, but this totally looks, just uprooted. But I don't know. I don't know if it's too early to do that or what. But I do know if I go down there in the creek that I can find some Sasquatch. I'm sorry for shaking like this. I was just trying to go in. See, I don't even remember if this was in the path on the way. That is weird. I don't know. I mean, I know I was looking. I might have been excited, but I was kind of looking up here on the path. I think recorded it to right about here anyway. They kind of know how you stop recording, how far you can see. They're very hard to catch. Oh yeah, I do see some stuff later on. Look, see that upside down egg cut? Yep. See that? A, X, Y. It's kind of like back to kindergarten here. B, A, C. Huh? And see, this is what I saw. They did a bigger one. This is actually a different one. And it did have actually 2 breaks in it originally. And then a little bit different after they came through. I told you they play around with some sticks. I found these sticks there. So this is like what I'll be looking out. This will be covered in these palmettos. Like, I can't see this on here. I don't know why they're doing this for hogs or hunting purposes or what. I talked to a guy on YouTube, and he does all the trails. And, they might be following my stuff because, but I'm not that worried about it. I mean, actually, it's like the more the merrier. I keep saying it. I'm that confident. Like that confident, that I can find them and nobody else can, no matter where. Almost no matter where I go. I can't even believe how many different there are. It's like they're lining up along the side of preserves and trails and people. If rabbits do it, they would do it too, I mean, rabbits do go right into the preserve and make holes in all your parks all the way around, and they cut in like crazy. Little squirrel, dig, cuts. So, yeah, not much. We'll check it out later. But that was the gifting. That was the results. And this is the destruction. And I'm like that confident. As people tell me, the things about the Bigfoots, things about my stories, I don't play along with that. I got my whole, thing going on. And I'm that confident. Like, like people walk by stuff all the time. All the freaking time. Let me put it to you this way. If you don't take interest in them, they're not going to take interest in you. And it's the way you do it and how you do it. And I almost feel like I walked through a freaking portal, because it's like I have deja vu. Things are happening. You just heard them knock, that loud knock. Last time I was here, the birds and different signals were coming in from louder directions. They came in closer and closer and closer. It was called the second video from the Bayard Trails. I think it was Scary Florida Hikes. Scary Florida Trails. It seemed to be a pretty liked video. Well, I have several videos. If you're into woodsman and other techniques, and I have things inside my video just like this that you're not going to hear. Now this thing places a log across the trail again. I'm going to be freaked. I was 60 miles away and it just placed a log across the trail. Last time I came here, the birds were calling and making noises. This time they're making knocks instead. Took the mushroom where the gifting spot was in my incense, but then left the shark's tooth with a granite looking rock. Okay, so like I don't BS around. I tell the truth, and a lot of people want to know where my hot spots are, what I follow. I'll do a maps. I want to tell you all, because I'm open about it, because I think that like they won't catch them, even if I know them. Like that's my bet, my best bet. But I got some Irish in me, and I don't want to test all my luck. But you see, okay, so you see the benders. I'm going into another hotspot. Yeah, this is what I look for at the beginning. The beginning is very important. It's your way out and your way in. But holy cow, you're going to see a big old super tree. And it just happens to be leaned up in there. That big sucker. On the other side, that's cows. Down here is a whole bunch of hunting. Look at that. Hawks, falcons already. And people want to know like where it is on the Ocala Forest I found this, or where my spots are at. And I'm going to do a little map for you guys. And I'm not going to because I can't get away with not saying where it is every time. But I get skeptical that people are going to take advantage of that, yeah, because a lot of people say don't know, and I did stop doing it, so I give general locations, but I have a generalization of ideas that I follow. It's kind of hard to say, but it has to do with springs. And if you watch my videos, in every video I have a tip or insider thing that you will be unbelieved by it. But I've been researching them for a while. I know it doesn't seem like it. I know I don't get a lot of views. It seems weak, but I like to do it anyway.